Hello, you beautiful soul. Welcome to the podcast. This is Zia, the Mystic Visionary, and I'm back with you today to pick a word. And if you don't know what that's about, then you need to go back to episode 1 and listen to that before you go on. Okay, I've got my box here, and I'm going to take my nice crystal out of there, and I'm going to pick one of these magic words in this box. Let's see, what am I going to pick? I am going... Why am I being so picky today? All right, here's one I've got. All right, let me put that away. Open this word. Motherhood. This is funny. Today is Mother's Day, and I picked motherhood. So I'm going to meditate on that today and talk about motherhood. That's synchronistic. All right, I'll be back. Okay, I'm back. That was very interesting. Motherhood. I started thinking about a lot of things. First one was my mother, because it's Mother's Day. I'm thinking of my mother. And then I started going down that path of my mother really let me down in a lot of ways, and she never really accepted me. And I started going down this path of, I could complain about my mother. And then I was like, no, I think I'll think of the good qualities of my mom. And then I started thinking about how positive she was and how alternative she was and how cool, she had a different thinking way back then. But then I thought, you know what, let me move this up a level. Giving birth to another human being makes you a mother. But giving birth to a dog gives birth, a cat, chicks, animals, that is motherhood too. So it's like you define it smaller and smaller. So motherhood is giving birth to something. And then what does that mean? So then you go higher level and you go into this like divine aspect of motherhood. There's a Mother Earth and what Mother Earth provides for people. And that motherhood of bringing nature together, think about what that means, Mother Nature. And so then you just take it out another level and you think, okay, what is the divine mother? What is that divine feminine? What are the qualities or the characteristics of that? And so I start thinking about unconditional love and acceptance, comfort and nurturing, that being a mama bear, taking care of what's rightly hers or her family. There's qualities of kindness. There's qualities of being creative and making a home or making just expressing yourself in softness and colors. And so there's this kind and gentle nature of loving, and we would call it soft now. Like there's a negative to that. If you're like that, you're going to get hurt. And that's exactly what happens. You're like that. And if you allow yourself to hold those divine qualities of the feminine, sometimes that leads to pain or hurt. So we put up a shell, and then it starts to get thicker and thicker. Anyway, so I think what we need to do in the new paradigm is know that there's two sides to this. There's this divine masculine, but there's also divine feminine, but there's also divine masculine. It's like we are living in a toxic masculine society, and people, just women and men, have been programmed and learned how to live in a world that's been created from those places of hurt and fear and judgment and shame. So then we're stuck in something that doesn't even look the same, and it becomes toxic femininity and toxic masculinity. So I think in the new paradigm, we go back to that higher level and recognize that within each one of us, there is the divine feminine and the divine masculine. And the divine masculine is a topic for a whole other podcast, but that divine feminine needs to be embraced as this concept of motherhood. And that motherhood is not just for your children, but it's for all the children. It's for the earth. It's for that nurturing nature that needs to be lived in our world today. We're afraid of everything, so our masculine, our toxic masculine is up there as our guard. Well, we need to put that down and believe in this good of the feminine nature in all people, men and women, of love, acceptance, wanting to care for others, wanting to bring people together in community, wanting to help heal people, heal the earth. I mean, it's an energy that's big. And when we can hold space for that in the new paradigm, that is what we will create. It's like that is what you have to see. That's what this podcast is about holding space for that, for having me talk about what that means to hold the divine feminine and look inside yourself and ask yourself, when I take a breath and connect with my heart, what are those divine feminine aspects that I feel are part of me that I've been pushing away? And I know for myself, I've had to really call in my divine masculine most of my life, because very early in life, I was hurt terribly by someone I thought I loved. And as I was that innocent, sweet, accepting self, and I just got hurt really bad, so I shut down. So I'm learning to let go of that, and I think all of us need to look within and say, what aspects of the divine feminine can I really hold? If I take down all my shields, I take down all my roles, I take down everything, and I elevate myself into the spiritual nature of myself, that energy being that you are, which is bigger than your physical form. And if you let go of all the trappings of that and you just breathe into your heart, and you think about the energy of the divine feminine, that nurturing, loving, accepting, caring, creative, bringing people together and creating community, what part of that starts to make you feel more alive? What part of that divine feminine can you embrace again? So I think that's what we all need to do, and that divine feminine is in both male and female. So it's like we have those two aspects within. It's the yin and the yang. So start to connect with that divine feminine, because the more we can do that, the sooner the new paradigm is going to be here, and it'll be reality for all of us. It'll be just the way things are, because the collective consciousness will hold that as truth. So, motherhood, what a great word on Mother's Day. I could keep going on, but I think I've said enough. And I really ask that you take time to quiet yourself and go inside and open up to a new idea and let go of all your preconceived notions about things. Just keep your mind open and then allow that field, that's what I do, is I go into that field where I've let go of it all. I call it the 0 point. And you let go and you just open yourself to the field. And when I opened myself to the field and said motherhood, all of a sudden this divine feminine started to appear in words like that and ideas. And it's like, it's the ultimate motherhood. And it's in each of us. We're not separate. We're not separate inside of ourselves and with everyone. It's like connect with that nature is like putting fuel on that spiritual fire that is burning in each of us while we're still alive on this planet. Let that that fire build. Embrace that divine energy, that energy of motherhood, and the goodness that gives to everyone on the planet. everyone in your life and to yourself, and don't keep that shield up. Inside that idea of the divine feminine and motherhood is this idea of the mama bear. Like I said, there is a fierceness to that that's protective, and you have that within you as well. So there's no fear of being vulnerable when you have that fierceness of protection. You can protect yourself, you can protect people you love, but you can also be vulnerable and open and express all those components and elements of what that means to be a mother, to mother and to care and to love unconditionally. It's something our world really needs. So thanks for whoever gave me that word this week, motherhood, and how wonderful the universe is to provide the synchronicity for me to reach in my box and all those little pieces of paper and pick out motherhood on Mother's Day. It feels like a blessing. All right, thanks for joining me, and I'll be back next week with a new word. If you haven't already taken it, you can take the Heart Archetype quiz. It's linked right below, and it will answer the question, am I listening to the call of my heart? And find out maybe where your heart might be blocked. And you can also listen to my book, The Pocket Guide to the New Paradigm, on an audiobook for free. It's on my YouTube channel, so check it out. It's linked below too.